It's the Brain from K-Hawk Radio, being joined by Makenzie Schultz. Makenzie, thanks for coming in today.
Yeah.
You're making headlines all over the place for something that happened when you and your husband went out to eat recently.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it your anniversary, is that right?
Yeah, it was our 6-year anniversary.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
So a special evening, you go out to a restaurant, and this happens when you go out to eat. Sometimes the service is slow. And talk about what you guys saw when you were at the restaurant.
It was just a lot of chaos. You could just tell that this particular server was just running around like crazy, just trying to get to everybody, and and we could hear negative comments from all the different tables next to us, complaining about how long it was taking, and bills were jumbled up and just different things like that. We and at first we kind of slipped into that negativity too, and we're kind of talking to each other about it, and oh my goodness, this is taking so long. And then at one point I said, you know what though, this is our anniversary. Like, why are we in a hurry? You usually go to a restaurant, you eat so fast, and then you don't know what to do next. So this is kind of nice to have it prolonged. And so we just kind of enjoyed the rest of the evening at that point. And we looked around and we could see that this guy had 12 tables plus the bar. He was a bartender too. So I could see that all at one time. And I'm just like, this is so much for one guy to handle. Of course, he's not going to be able to give good service for all of us. How could you?
When we go out to eat, we all want to be waited on and like to think that we're the only ones there. And a lot of times we don't consider the fact that these people have 5, 6, 7 tables. And like you said, 12 tables in the bar was just too much for him to handle. What was he like? Was he trying to be upbeat and be positive through the whole thing?
He was very nice, never got annoyed or frustrated with us or any table that we saw. At one point he came over and just said, "Did you guys get all your food?" And it was like that crazy. He didn't know if we had gotten it or eaten it, or and we said, "Yes, we got it all. It was all great, and we'll just take the bill when you have some time." And he said back, "That's a luxury tonight." So he knew that he was doing all he could, but he just didn't have enough time in the night to get it all done. So he brought us our bill, and that's kind of when we decided, we wanted to pay it forward.
You mentioned in your initial post on Facebook that you and your husband, you were at where he was at one point in time. You'd been in the service industry, you waited tables, you know what that's like.
Yeah, we actually met at a restaurant 8 years ago. That's my husband and I were both servers. So we have completely been in his shoes on those nights where there was just nothing you could do, and you can apologize to those tables as many times as possible, but sometimes there's just people that still shake their head and they just aren't understanding what's all happening. And even sometimes the kitchen's slow or the food is cold and there's things that are beyond the server's control and they're just the face, and so that's kind of what we just decided to do, was look at the whole picture and say, this guy's trying and he's doing the best that he possibly can right now.
I imagine when he got the slip of your bill and he saw the tip that you left, I can't imagine that he ever thought that was going to happen to him on that particular night.
Yeah.
It had to be shocking.
I'm sure it probably was. We didn't wait around to see that, but yeah, I'm sure he was probably taken back, because I'm sure he was thinking maybe 10% or less. Just because I think that's most people judge, their tip solely on the service, and that particular night wasn't the greatest service.
So your post has gotten between like 1.5 and 2 million hits on Facebook. It's gone viral, as the kids like to say. And so I think the message that's getting out there is a great one. And don't judge the situation before you completely know all the facts. So I think it was great that you and your husband were able to pay it forward. Have you heard from the server? Has he gotten in contact with you?
He was actually on one of the news stations, or the KCRG yesterday. So he was actually interviewed on the news station, and that was kind of cool to see. That was the first time I had seen his reaction, and he actually got a little teary-eyed. So that was really special to see. He just said he was completely shocked when he opened up the bill, and that, he said, all I was trying to do was get through the night, and so that was really neat to see, and I'm glad that brightened his day, and hopefully, for everybody else that saw the post and stuff, I hope that they just kind of understand why we posted it. It was just about showing kindness and generosity, and so many times we're so quick to judge and get upset and angered in those positions and be so impatient. We're such an impatient society, and so that was just kind of the reason for posting it. Not necessarily just the amount of the tip, but just, so many people do donate to things, and they do charity work, and they do large tips like this sometimes, but not normally for poor service. And that's kind of what we were just saying. You know what? People have bad nights, and this guy deserved it. So.
Well, you guys deserve all the attention, and congratulations, and nice job paying it forward and teaching people to look at the entire situation. I think it's an important lesson.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.